In this lesson, I'm going to share with you some basic do's and don'ts in presentation design. First one is don't overload slides with text. Especially if you're presenting live, make sure that your presentation is as visual as possible. If you send your presentation by email, then of course there should be some relevant information there, but it shouldn't look like there's only text. Second don't is don't experiment with unreadable fonts. This is also a very common practice to put some very beautiful handwritten script font, but your audience wouldn't be able to read it. So make sure you stick to very standard sans serif, clean fonts. Sometimes people are scared of creating too many slides, but I think it's way better to create one idea per slide to just drop everything together on one. Another tempting thing is to apply all the effects and transitions available in your presentation software. Be careful with that one because it might confuse your audience. Just stick to one or two and only use them when necessary. Another very important don't is the bullet points. Don't use them at all. Whenever you can, use icons or illustrations or just separate your content in different blocks. For example, if you're doing a list of features, you can just try to separate the lines between them. Charts and graphs can be very helpful in some cases, but try to not overload your slide with them. You can use visual metaphors to represent the concepts, and it is going to be easier for your audience to understand that. When you're choosing visuals and materials for your presentation, don't grab the first thing that come up when you do your research. Sometimes I can spend 10-15 minutes just looking for one image because what you don't want to do is to use the same picture as everybody else is using, especially if you're using stock images. Another bad practice that I often see is when people grab different slides from different presentations and put them all together. You have to make sure that your presentation have the same style across it. You have to use the same colors, typography, and images style to make your presentation look cohesive and clean. Now that we've learned some basic rules, in the next lesson I'm going to show you different types of presentations.